Hi guys, my name is Carolina Mendoza and this is my experience presentation. Why CrossFit training? The reason why I chose CrossFit training was because it was a new experience. I have seen videos and heard of its controversies, so it was nice to see it firsthand and gain knowledge from a group setting, which was a little less intimidating because when I first stepped in, I was like, what is going on? It was not a traditional gym setting. Everything was kind of spread out, so it was a bit intimidating to say at least when I first stepped in. Comprehensive fitness approach. They use a combination of various elements of fitness, which include strength, endurance, flexibility, power, and speed, which honestly sets a good example for functional training, which could help in overall health and athletic performance. They also emphasize a lot in community and culture, which fostered a sense of belonging and motivation, which honestly differentiates from a traditional gym setting just because when you go to a traditional gym, you kind of see everybody in their headphones or maybe already with a group of people, whereas when I attended, it seemed like everybody was motivating everybody. There was music around. The environment overall was very positive. They also have variety and adaptability, which allowed each individual to cater their exercises to their own capabilities just because every group I saw was kind of on different levels of fitness, but overall like they were able to modify the exercises to however they were capable of performing. And as mentioned, the controversies. There are a lot of controversies because of the concerns of injury risk and overtraining. However, by addressing this, it allows a balanced presentation of critical thinking. The requirements for CrossFit training involve obtaining a CrossFit Level 1 trainer certificate and maintaining your CPR and AED certification. I did do some research on whether education was crucial, but it is not required. So if you have a degree in related fields, which are kinesiology, exercise science, physical education, sports coaching, nutrition, any personal training certificate, or prior fitness or coaching experience, you can get in. But I am assuming, depending on education levels, you will probably be placed in a different CrossFit level. I don't remember how many CrossFit levels there are, but CrossFit level 1 is like the basic. Some SMART goals that I had set for myself in the beginning of the semester were that I wanted to develop personally by having a stronger personal and professional responsibility by being able to take accountability and accept any mistakes that were committed. A professional development was to expand my knowledge in other fields besides personal training. General skills was to improve communication with athletes and coaches. A professional skill that I had set was being able to do a one-on-one training with confidence and provide education, not only to educate them on proper form and techniques, but also educate myself on more Olympic lifting. Progress on each of the goals was that the first one I met, I was able to take feedback from my coach and I was told like what were my strengths and weaknesses, which overall was a way to be more accountable of myself and admit when I am making mistakes. The next three, the second bullet point, I am currently still working on just because CrossFit involves a lot of information, technique, and I feel like maybe I still need to attend a little more sessions to be able to acquire an advanced knowledge on CrossFit. The third bullet point, I am a very shy person, so I lack a lot of communication just because I sometimes feel like I am a very talkative person and maybe we get kind of lost in the translation of gathering information. Being able, my fourth one being able to do one-on-one training with confidence. I am still working on it just because I feel like I lack a lot of confidence. I don't really feel confident in doing a one-on-one training just because I am not a professional. I am not certified, and therefore whatever happens to the client could fall within my hands. And the last one, I still feel like I need to educate myself a little bit more on CrossFit just because it is a very dangerous sport and any injury can happen. So therefore, being able to educate myself on the proper form and technique is very crucial just because of the fact that like you always want to walk in and be able to coach someone without fearing that they could be possibly injured. Overall, my learning experiences, I have learned Olympic weightlifting techniques. I used to go to the gym all the time, and you don't really see Olympic lifting in a traditional gym. So it was kind of nice to be able to view the complexity and the beauty of weightlifting just because it involves so much. As mentioned, it's a very high intensity interval training. So therefore, these exercises could potentially make you stronger or break you, depending on how you are lifting, if you are lifting right. So therefore, learning to kind of see the movements, teach yourself with the cues. It was very nice to just overall be able to see that. It also helped me in motivating the client. I feel like when you motivate the client, it kind of pushes them through the limits that they are able to, just because it is a very intimidating sport, and therefore you don't want your client thinking of the injuries and stuff. You kind of want them to be uplifted throughout the movements that they're making. And overall, like since we were in a group setting, I felt like everybody just encouraged one another. I learned communication skills. I am still lacking of them, but I was able to kind of not butt myself into the conversations, but also kind of take little bits and pieces of everybody's point of view. And you also learn to coach mental toughness. With CrossFit, you always have to have a positive mindset, no matter what, because at the end of the day, these are complex exercises. You are seeing people with different backgrounds, so therefore, you kind of have to cater to each individual and their limits. My learning experiences will cater to my future careers because you will learn athlete safety and injury prevention. The reason why learning the correct techniques is very crucial is because you want to ensure that you are preventing injuries, which is essential for athletes' long-term success. When you understand the proper lifting techniques, you are able to spot the form and make necessary corrections to ensure that there's a safer training environment for the athlete. You also gain experience in motivating clients. You always want to have a positive and uplifting environment for clients just because overall the client needs to be able to perform their 100% without feeling undermined. You also get to see diversity in training, therefore, you're able to cater to different levels, like mentioned. People may have some imbalances that you need to cater to. So therefore, being able to see where people are unique in their own ways will be able to cater to what levels they are in. And this would also help to encourage in a group fitness for those who are typically not ones to go to the gym by themselves. I feel like a group fitness would be a little less intimidating for them and more uplifting just to be able to be around other people, encourage one another, and kind of give each other tips on how certain movements should be performed, or just overall be able to lean onto somebody for their feedback. Thank you for your time on viewing my presentation.